Hey, it's the Riot Podcast.
Hey, Hudson.
Look what you found.
Hey, Isaiah.
Howdy.
Hey, it's
How are we doing?
doing all right.
Okay,
It's doing all right for a Thursday.
We are so ready. And I think each week seems to be getting, I don't know, Isaiah, maybe you're not helping us enough be thankful for each day.
Is that so?
Now, even with especially you more on board, you're like, I'm really each week focusing on, is it Friday yet?
Yeah,
is it Friday yet? And maybe we didn't bring that up as much before.
Yeah, we're just working for the weekend.
That's right.
Exactly. Today during the show, we went back in time and we talked about something that I look forward to every single time I went to McDonald's, which was some of those old time toys.
Yeah.
And they're bringing them back a little bit.
You can just go to the Goodwill. They got tons of them.
Do they?
It's not the
People
same.
get those there?
Yeah.
So,
So
wait, does Goodwill sell the toys?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
You can get just giant Ziploc bags
Of
that are just
toys?
filled with not necessarily all Happy Meal toys, but yeah.
It's just not the same.
No,
it's
it's
so
definitely not.
different when you get it in the little Happy Meal
Yeah,
box
and it's a
you don't know
surprise.
what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
It makes it so much better.
Well, this story is about how people are ruining that.
Yeah.
So that's what we do
Including
nowadays.
Isaiah. It sounds
Yeah.
like he's going to go back and start buying up the Happy Meals.
We
Let's
talked-
see how
the
many you
surprise.
get.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about that, and then we also had a story that just reminds me of something that my dad would really want to talk about, which is the Farmer's Almanac.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I just when you guys started talking about this, I was like, this is something my dad, because he was a farmer, and he would say, oh yeah, this year doesn't it's gonna
We're
be
in
so
for
good
it.
for the
We're in
for the
for it.
winter,
From
and
the Almanac?
he would believe it, and I'm like, dude, that thing is not accurate.
Did he actually get the book?
I have no idea, but
Because
it's different. He would always have some reasoning for these events. Oh yeah, I mean if this happens, that means it's going to be a bad season and
Yeah.
all this stuff. And
The
I know it's a
cows
bunch
are
of
moving
crap.
to the left.
Yeah,
so that means
exactly.
it's a blizzard winter.
They've
This
been
year,
laying
Betty,
down a lot lately.
Yeah, exactly. She was laying down all day. That means that in 4 days from now, it's probably going to thunderstorm.
I know.
I
There
feel-
must be all these farmer superstition things.
Yeah.
I feel that the Farmer's Almanac, you can't base, it's not predictions where you can go, well, next week or next month it's going to be really bad. It's when it is really bad, at some point you're like, the Farmer's Almanac knew it.
But it's around for so long that I'm sure the Weather Channel's got a Farmer's Almanac department.
Yeah, right.
That's what they check into to see how does this winter look?
They should
Yeah.
have side by side every day. They should have the Farmer's Almanac
And-
prediction, and then all of their meteorological models, and then see which one is more accurate. I bet you it's not the Farmer's
Well, you
Almanac.
guys listen and tell us if you believe it.
Yeah,
the dark arts.
If you believe in the Farmer's Almanac, they cast such a wide net. I feel like there was something for everything. So then whenever it is right, my dad was like, I told you that it said that. I'm like, you also said 11 other things that were supposed to happen, but that one did happen. Yes.
Well, you send him that story about this and tell him to send us his thoughts.
He'll be so
I know.
excited.
We talked about that, and then also this was something that I heard about as well months ago, and we talked about how people thought the pandemic would cause a bunch of babies, and people got a bunch of dogs instead, including me.
Yeah. Oh, you got a pandemic puppy.
I know.
Thanks for keeping it.
No wonder he's terrible.
It would have.
The puppies don't know how to socialize. They don't know how to be around other people. They just want to stay home with you.
Yeah.
I was thinking if anybody was prepared for a baby, it was Isaiah, because you got so much milk around the house.
You're right. You're right.
Well, I enjoy
Maybe that's
his
why you can't have one, because it would
Isaiah's dog.
eat into your
Jim.
milk
Yeah.
intake.
I enjoy hearing his stories every day, and it's just now it makes sense. He's a pandemic dog.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's so crazy, is because he was born during the pandemic. So.
Wow.
He doesn't know anything different.
Maybe the Farmer's Almanac can predict whether there'll
Can
be a
help.
lot of babies in 2022.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see. We'll get a. Do we want to get a copy, or I don't know?
I don't know. How much can it cost? It can't be that
It can't
much,
be
right?
expensive, right?
Maybe
To
there's
put
an
all
app.
those predictions, they don't come for free.
I'll just
No.
get the Kindle edition. It's
Who's
fine.
in charge of updating that too? It's in charge of
Farmers.
the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah, the farmers are.
But does every farmer get an almanac for free? If you're part of the
Is it
farmer
the
thing?
society of-
Yeah.
You put in it's like a survey that you have to fill out every year.
Yeah.
And they just kind of
That's
average
what the
it
Farmer's
out.
Almanac.
And they average
They send it out to every farmer. What do we think? Well, in Iowa, the farmers all agree 60% say it's
Yeah.
going to be cold.
Yeah, the
So,
Farmer's Almanac is just what the average farmer thinks.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
I would love to read, if it was that, I would love to read
I
that.
grew a
actually.
few tomatoes. Does that count?
Yeah,
as
I
a
think you should be
farmer?
counted in.
I should
right?
get one, right?
I've never been requested
Please
for what I
include
think.
your thoughts. You're the farmer that's throwing off all the. I think there's going to be tornadoes in.
Yeah.
in the ocean or
There's
something.
going to be snow tornadoes.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm sorry. If you're an actual farmer, you're just like, please stop, guys. Please stop.
Enough slander.
Well, enjoy the podcast today. And as always, check out RadioU Riot on Facebook and our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, follow us there, share any of our videos, and make sure you share our podcast too.
And leave a nice review on the podcast as well. We'd love to give you some love on the show.
We would love to have a chance to thank you.
We'd love to give you some love for giving us some love. All right, we'll catch you next time.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You strike me as a Battlefield fan.
I am not, but as a peaceful person who lives in a household with someone who is a fan of Battlefield, I am well aware of it. Because I'll be like, no war. And all in my house is just like war going on. Exactly.
Like that kind of stuff. Yep.
I'm like, is that real? Or is it just a really good sound system with some game?
Yeah, the bass, it makes it sound like it's really happening.
I don't play Battlefield, but I am well versed in Battlefield.
Well, Battlefield 2042, I'm sure you're aware then, is the new Battlefield that was supposed to be releasing on October 22nd.
Uh-oh, if you're telling me that's now changed, this is not good news.
I'm telling you that it's changed.
Eric's been watching, and other Battlefield people, okay? So it's not just him. It's very common.
Yeah.
He's been playing the old Battlefield games to get ready, and everybody's been posting their plays of the old, like, run-throughs on YouTube. So I come in, I'm like, are you watching? Is this old Battlefield or new Battlefield? So everybody's been very much anticipating the October 22nd release of the new Battlefield, but now what it's been moved to?
It's been moved, not too far, but they've moved it back to a worldwide release of November 19th.
Okay, so still this year.
Like about a month, basically.
Listen, you could have said next year. Like, that's not that so bad.
That's not as big of a deal, but it has me thinking less about Battlefield because I don't know if I would. I've been known to play some Battlefield in the past, but I don't know if
you don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, well, probably not. Once you get
then you're not a fan.
I feel a lot of these subscription models have ruined us for wanting to pay for anything outright, and more so than anything, for me, Xbox Game Pass with Gold and whatever, like whatever Game Pass I have, the best one.
Yeah.
I never want to pay for games because there's so many on there.
Well, you're paying for the pass.
I only ever play one game at a time anyway, so I don't need a whole library of stuff that I've purchased that it's just going to sit there after I get tired of it. So,
what a reasonable approach.
Yeah, right? So instead, I just prefer to pay like $16 a month.
Whether you're playing or not. Yeah, you're fine.
But nevertheless, it has me less thinking about, I'm upset about Battlefield being delayed, and more so thinking, maybe we just need to ditch release dates. You think?
You mean not tell people ahead of time?
Yeah, I think everything should just be a surprise.
Well, that will be disappointing.
What? No, it'd be so
it's
fun.
The build-up. It's building people back up into the game.
But wouldn't it be more fun if all of a sudden, out of the blue, I wasn't expecting a new Battlefield, and boom, here we go.
Apple used to do that when they would release and talk about like new phones and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they'd be going, and by the way, it's today.
Yeah,
and
see?
Not anymore.
It would be such a fun way to do things. Can you imagine? Now, with movies, it would be so hard.
Yeah,
and
I don't think they would
I guess
do
with
that.
anything, it's just there's so much press that comes out, or once you start seeing that somebody's signed up for something, signed up to be on this movie, then it's like, well, when's the movie coming out and whatever. But I just think it would be fun. Could you imagine if they could find a way to pull that off with movies where instead of giving us a date and then delaying it and then delaying it again, what if all of a sudden out of the blue, hey, it's a new Marvel movie. We weren't expecting this. Yeah.
But you're only saying that because we're used to like a year and a half now at this point of everything changing.
Yes.
Before then, you wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
You would want to be prepared and excited and the build up.
You know, it's funny you say that because I think with movies, that's the more time for stuff to be spoiled.
It's true.
So now, however, I know they would just never do it because they want to get the advance ticket sales and they want to make sure you're aware of it before it comes out, and they want pre-orders for the game and all this stuff. So I guess there's a million dumb reasons
I know.
why they can't do it. But there's also there are legitimate reasons, but they're just delaying stuff all the time anyway. So no release date is truly real until it's actually released. So why not just make it a surprise?
Well, there's one reason if you want to make Hudson happy. But if not, maybe I don't see them doing this.
It doesn't even have to be a surprise. You could just say, we're working on Battlefield, and then people are aware, and you just keep promoting it until people are like, well, when is it actually coming out? And then finally you release it.
Maybe they'll just tell you the month. They're like, all right, it's November. So Battlefield 2042, they say that they want to take the extra few weeks to deliver a better vision and version of Battlefield for the players.
And those 2 weeks, 3 weeks are going to make all the difference.
Why pay for so many streaming services that you don't really care about when you can not really care about the Riot for free? RadioU.
All right, it's time for us to run out and get some Happy Meals.
Is that the plan for today?
Yeah,
you're talking McDonald's Happy Meals.
Is there any other kind?
Well, I didn't know.
You're never too old for a Happy Meal.
Maybe.
No, I don't think.
I think we can eat more.
And a Happy Meal, if you order it, it encourages you to be healthy. Because it's the only
portion
one.
Control?
Well, it's the only one that offers you apple slices.
Sure.
The only meal at McDonald's that offers you apple slices instead of fries.
Hey, I've had some of those. I feel like they douse it with something that keeps them looking so nice that I don't know if those are as healthy as if I just got another apple.
Well, remember yesterday we talked about the embalming fluid?
Oh, my God.
I feel like it could. Maybe that's what keeps them healthy.
Sure.
Yeah. McDonald's.
I never can eat them. I don't even think I can eat normal apples. What did you just say right there?
What? The McDonald's apples are kept in embalming fluid. I think that was pretty clear. McDonald's is proving that you're never too old for a Happy Meal because they are putting out a new line of Disney Happy Meal toys to celebrate that they've been in a 50-year partnership with Disney, I believe, for
with Disney
Happy
and
Meals.
McDonald's, sure.
So these toys are going to span like the entirety of a lot of Disney's collection, and so they're calling it kind of a nostalgic thing. But McDonald's needs to realize kids are too young to be nostalgic. They don't get it yet.
Collectors are totally fine to be that way.
Exactly.
So they think that what the Pokemon thing happened is going to happen again?
Yep, that they're going to tap into the collector market, the eBay market, where people will be rushing out, getting the Happy Meals. And which I think people do that for all Happy Meals anyways. It's just really a big thing when it's like something like Disney or Pokemon and they're doing a big, like an actual collection type thing.
I don't know. The Pokemon card thing with the Happy Meals.
Well, that was another level.
Like that was totally another level. I mean, you had kids crying, I think, and employees at McDonald's crying because everybody was trying to go through and get all these Pokemon cards. I don't know if this would quite live up to that same collector status, but I guess you'll find out if you hear people arguing in the McDonald's drive-thru line.
Yeah. Oh, and I made a mistake. It's not McDonald's and Disney's partnership 50-year anniversary, although they have been in cahoots for a long time. It's actually the 50-year anniversary of Disney World. I forgot about that.
So this started on Tuesday, and I don't know how long it runs, but it's limited.
Yeah, and you can get Disney characters from all different generations, whether you're a fan of Mickey or Flounder or Finding Nemo.
Are you trying to remember them?
Yeah. Woody,
all of them.
Pinocchio.
No, not Woody. That last Toy Story was disappointing.
Oh, yeah, we don't
We're not
want
doing
that.
that.
No.
But how about we look at maybe instead of a toy for the McDonald's Happy Meals, why don't you give us more nuggets or something?
Oh, I'll take that. I'll take
more food.
Extra fries and another patty on my burger.
But when you're around someone, like I just do the pickup and the spot if I go to McDonald's. But if you do go through the drive-thru, if you're in front of or behind a car where there's an issue going on, and you can tell when they're asking about the toys and the Happy Meal, you're like, you're here to collect this. You're not here to eat that.
I'll tell you another life hack real quick, and I don't know if this applies to everybody, but I'm pretty sure if you have the McDonald's app on your phone, they'll have a recurring deal where it says, order a combo, get a Happy Meal for free. Nobody has to know who that Happy Meal is for.
That's right.
You're in the drive-thru. You're taking it home to your kid, to your little brother, to your kids.
Mention it.
No, you just have it. It can be for you, and you get the toy.
But when Pokemon cards were going on, people were getting that you can just ask for the toy, and you pay for that, and then you don't even get the food.
Well, that is crazy.
That means you're really desperate
just
to collect
get the Happy Meal. Don't be a weirdo.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. RadioU.
Nikki, did you pick up your copy of the Almanac?
The Farmer's
Almanac?
The
Farmer's Almanac yet?
I've never owned one, but I've always wondered, like, how do they know? Is it magic? Is it evil magic? I feel like, where does the predictions come? Because don't they tell you, like, what the winter will be like?
Yeah, that's what they're claiming, and they claim they have an 80% success rate. So,
that actually seems pretty good right there.
Yeah, but then you look at the map of their predictions, and the map is it's very vague. It'll just be like cold and snowy for the eastern U.S. Oh, the winter's going to be cold and snowy?
Now, there's
wow,
more
you nailed
than
that one. Nailed that one.
There's mild dry, there's cold dry, there's mild snowy, cold snowy.
I feel that
there's
they've got like
difference.
A 40% chance of being right on every prediction they got.
It maybe isn't so much of a science.
But they do say, though, that's just the map that kind of gives you a general idea. But they say in the eastern U.S., they are expecting one of the coldest winters we've seen in years. And that's going to be compounded by a lot of precipitation, a.k.a. snow, that's going to be coming down, especially in what I guess you would call the Midwest, like Ohio, the Ohio Valley.
Sure.
So Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, looks like it's going to be pretty snowy, according to the Farmer's Almanac.
You didn't share the theme of the season. It's the 2021 to 2022 season. It's called the Season of Shivers.
Ooh.
So it's got a theme to it.
Yeah, I can feel it already. Well, you're going to need, according to this, if you're in the, again, the Ohio Valley or really the eastern U.S., you're going to need some boots, some snow boots, to make sure you prepare accordingly.
Actually, I don't mind like real winter weather if you're in an area that gets that before Christmas. I love like when it's
I'm
bad.
with you on that.
It's not bad weather if there's Christmas decorations up. It's just seasons, like seasonal with it. But I don't like when bad weather comes after Christmas.
Yeah, I don't.
Or if it's too cold.
Yeah, I don't like when it's cold without the snow.
Yeah.
And I don't like when it snows too much. And I don't like when it just hardly snows at all. It has to snow the right amount. And it has to be before Christmas.
So we'll
Very
see what
specific
happens.
on that.
And remember, you got to know what you're saying today. You say, oh, have you heard it's the season of shivers?
Yeah.
That's what we can expect.
And by the way, another daring prediction, if you're not in the East Coast, they're saying that for California, it's going to be a mild and dry winter. Going out on a limb with that one.
You're like, really? Like every year?
How do they hit that 80% accuracy rate? How do they do it?
In some parts where our weather does not vary too much, it's real easy, and they have to work at the other parts of the country.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, don't you think it's time that we start squeezing the most out of life?
Oh, that's a statement right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you're grabbing life and
we got to take
running
life
with it
and get all that we can out of it. Leave nothing to waste. Much like we need to do with our ketchup packets.
Okay.
And Heinz is here to help.
Oh, they are?
At least with the ketchup packet part. The rest of it, the life part, I don't know.
That's on your own.
Well, once you start with the ketchup packets, it will inspire you to get the most out of life.
Well, I do see that it says it's not just for, even though Heinz is making this, they say it can be used with other condiment packets. But basically, there is a rush on the tiny packets of salsa, hot sauces, ketchups, and all that. And how do you want to make sure you get the most out of yours so you're not being wasteful?
And your fingers aren't good enough, is what Heinz wants you to know. You need to use their special ketchup packet roller.
It's the packet roller.
Yep, it looks like a little tiny ketchup bottle. and it's got a slot in it. It's the size, by the way, it's the perfect size for you to keep on your keychain.
Yeah.
And you just take it and you slide the ketchup packet straight through it. After you open it, of course, and it's going to squeeze every last drop of the ketchup out.
Did you see it has a corner cutter as well if you can't open the ketchup packet?
You know what? That's good just for accuracy's sake, because you ever find where you try to peel the corner off of the ketchup packet and you don't get it quite right, and then the ketchup comes out all over the place. You don't want that.
Nope, this can cut it for you.
I think I might like that feature better than the squeezing part.
It looks like like a hair straightener, but just a tiny one.
Sure.
And then you feed the ketchup packet through it, and it squeezes it all out. Do you have a guess as how much you think this is?
It shouldn't be more than $20.
Oh no, it's not that bad.
Oh, okay.
The Heinz packet roller is $5.70.
And where can I get one of these?
You just click on it. It's at the
only online though.
HeinzPacketRoller.com. But if we buy more than one, it'll maybe save on shipping. Because I bet that's where they get you.
And I would take one for just the corner cutting. I swear. I actually think that'd be really helpful.
Just leave it on your key ring.
I feel though, you've gone to the places, I think Chick-fil-A may be one, where they give you, instead of the packet that is just like where you have to squeeze it out.
It's the dipper cup.
Yeah, the dipper where you can peel it back.
Yeah.
And those are superior in almost every way.
Yeah, but you don't get that most places.
No, not many. But those you wouldn't have to squeeze out, or at least I don't think it would work as well. So already this isn't a universal. It's not a universal ketchup roller. It's only for specific models.
Well, it's for certain sizes. And what's weird is we're talking about something and you can buy it.
That is weird.
Because normally we'll talk about something and it's sold out already. But this seems to be fine because you can still get them.
And you would think this would be more of a hot item than some of the other stupid stuff we talk about.
Well, this seems like they have plenty. It doesn't seem as expensive. It's not limited. And it's only less than $6.
Well, I'm interested. It's the type of thing I don't think $5.70, which is obviously for Heinz 57 varieties. Don't think I want to do that. Or I would do it in person. I don't have to pay for shipping on top.
You can also buy it. What's the sandwich place in Pittsburgh where they always put the fries on top? The Paminis? Primanti's. You can buy it there.
Yeah?
You can. That's the only place you can physically buy it.
That's a little less convenient than just buying it online, isn't it?
No, what are you talking about? Take a pop over to Pennsylvania and you can get one in person.
I've looked at... sometimes, what is there to do in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? I've stopped in Pittsburgh a time or two.
Oh, there's tons of things.
Is there a ton of things to do in Pittsburgh?
Well, I went last time when I was younger, and then your eyes are open.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I love it all.
I went to Pittsburgh one time, or I've stopped in a few times, but I stayed more than 24 hours once to go to a baseball game, and we were walking around town, and somebody just passed out in front of a Starbucks out on the street. And nobody really knew what to do, including us. We're like, me and the person I was with, I was like, No,
you go on the, it's like the cable car thing on the side of the mountain, on the hills around it. That's fun.
I didn't do that.
And you can go get a sandwich and get a Heinz packet roller.
How much time would you spend in Pittsburgh if you could?
I think I never stayed the night.
The Riot Podcast. RadioU.
The 50 best places to live in the United States.
Oh, let's see the list of places that no one's living in.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a theme on this list, and it all seems to be suburbs of bigger cities.
Sure.
So that's what they like. That's what money.com considers to be the best.
They say it's where job growth is rising, home prices are affordable, which a lot of areas seems to be the issue from this past summer. Places to live were not affordable.
Yeah.
And how the quality of life is.
So number one on their list, Chanhassen, Minnesota, which is a suburb of Minneapolis, or at least it's close to it. It's about 20 miles away.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, that is not the best place to live.
You don't want to?
It's in Minnesota.
I know. I feel like it would just be harsh, winters, right?
Yeah, I know it's probably worse in our minds than what it really is. But there's just no way. I don't want to live in Minnesota and deal with whatever winter they go through.
They say it's really amazing outside. It has a musical history there, and that's what they say.
Number 2, I like this. I feel this gives you a good a picture of what money.com feels is important. Carmel, Indiana is number 2. It's somewhat near to Indianapolis. So listen to this. This is how they start off their little selling points on what they say is the second best place to live in the United States. Welcome to the roundabout capital of America, where drivers can find 140 of the accident-reducing intersections. Tucked amid corporate buildings for firms like Geico and CNO Financial Group.
Oh, it's picturesque, isn't it?
Doesn't this make you want to move to Carmel, Indiana? And wait, hold on. Not on the road. Look to the pool, where you'll find the Carmel High School girls swim team.
Hey.
Well, that's weird. No, training hard. I stopped the sentence too early.
They have a streak of 35 consecutive state championships, so it's more involved than that. It actually is,
which means that none of our kids or anything, will never make the team.
I know.
But at least you can be proud of it.
So they're saying that, again, some of these places are where, you find big companies.
Yeah, corporations.
If they choose to go there, then that gives the town a what's the word? A steady income.
Yeah, right.
It'll grow.
Lots of tax income and stuff like that. Number 3, they have Franklin, Tennessee, which is near Nashville.
That's a nice place.
A lot of our RadioU bands would probably agree on that one, because I think a lot of them are in that area.
The ones that are making more.
That's right.
If not, also a lot of bands live right outside.
Yeah, of course. In the area.
But close enough.
Let's see. What else do we have? Flower Mound, Texas is number 4. Ashburn, Virginia, number 5. Syracuse, Utah is number 6. Overland Park, Kansas. Centennial, Colorado. Scottsdale, Arizona. And, Ellicott City, Maryland.
Number 10.
I can vouch for that, for when it did have a horrible flooding situation a couple of years ago. But other than that, Ellicott City, you're right near Baltimore and D.C., but not in either. So there you go. That's not a bad choice. I don't know if the list is horrible. Some of these places seem nice. I just feel that they're not accounting for weather.
Yeah.
I guess that does. You don't know what people prefer for weather. I think most people prefer to not get a foot of snow every
I feel
winter.
The 50 best places to live in the United States, I feel like it's not, they didn't say the 50 best fun places.
No.
It's more all right, you just need to pick a nice, quiet
the 50 best
neighborhood.
Places
affordable.
For business.
Yeah.
Just to drive a white sedan.
So I don't know if it's 100% what we would be looking for, but they look like nice places.
There you go. So now you have some goals. Move to Chanhassen, Minnesota, then you'll know you've made it.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Well, we know that there's a lot of excitement building around the new Batman movie, The Batman.
Whenever it comes out, no pressure.
Yeah, we're not exactly positive on when that will be, but it is going to star Robert Pattinson playing the Batman, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize this until now, but Colin Farrell will be playing the Penguin.
It doesn't look like him at all.
The picture?
Have you seen the picture of it?
That does not.
That doesn't look like him at all.
Oh my gosh.
Even a little bit. It doesn't look him resemble him whatsoever.
I don't know if they have a lot of prosthetics or what's going on there. If that's a set. That's a set photo from the movie. It is.
Well, remember in the trailer, the trailer for the new Batman stuff was amazing because that came out last year, right?
Yeah.
And
I don't think I watched that.
You never did?
I don't think so.
Dude, it's an amazing trailer. When you watch it, you think the movie's filmed and all done.
And ready to go.
And ready to go. And then when they put it out, they were like, hey, by the way, we're 20% done with the movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, how did you make this trailer out of that?
Wow.
But he looks different as the Penguin.
He looks more like Timothy Dalton or something. Or if Timothy Dalton had a rough time, maybe.
He does look really, really rough. But he's a villain, so he has to. He can't look really good.
That's true.
So they're obviously there's a lot of excitement around the movie, and it should be good. It's made by the guy who did, his name is Matt Reeves. He did the recent Planet of the Apes trilogy, which is very, very good.
I'll take your word on that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Come on, guys. You're going to talk about the Batman. You're not even going to see the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
You're the one that didn't even see the Batman trailer, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm saying spoiler free.
No, here we go again. No trailers.
I've got to stay pure for this movie. already know I'm going to see. Well, okay, so they're already excited. They know they're going to do more stuff with it. Particularly, there are rumors swirling now. You know how rumors swirl. That Colin Farrell will be playing the Penguin for a Penguin spin-off series on HBO Max.
HBO Max. That's an interesting idea.
What do we think about that?
Kind of like how all the Marvel stuff has its shows.
Yeah.
Then HBO Max would have other shows, too, that goes with its movies.
They're trying to capitalize on that.
I don't like it.
What?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Why not?
I feel like villain spin-offs just are never good.
But then you find out that they have a reason to be a villain.
Yeah.
They make a backstory that makes you sympathetic.
Yeah.
And then it ruins the whole thing of, that you grew up thinking the Penguin was the bad person. There's no questioning it.
They're going to have some work to do with the Penguin, although he was supposedly bullied as a child and stuff like that.
Boo-hoo.
Keep in mind, he's also from a rich debutante family, so they're going to have a lot to do to make him seem sympathetic, I think. Plus, since it's Colin Farrell, it's not even like he's going to be the childhood origins of the Penguin.
I don't know.
Which that would be an interesting
series
for
Maybe a couple
kids.
scenes where he's like a little kid or something again, like flashbacks. But villain spin-offs just don't do anything for me at all.
So you didn't like Loki?
Well, that's different because Loki is not a complete villain.
Oh.
He's like a halfer.
Just misunderstood.
Yeah, he is misunderstood. And you learn his backstory, then you like him,
I'm not interested, and it's not because I don't like villain spinoffs.
Sure.
It just should star Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Here's the Batman stuff. They said that the film for Batman will be set during year 2 of Bruce Wayne's career as Batman. So the TV series would be set during year 1. So it would technically be the story leading up to the movie. The movie's supposed to come out in March, but they don't have any idea. The TV series would be out anytime after.
So we're going to go into the movie. We're going to be completely lost. Because it's all going to be out of order.
It will be. But they trust you can catch up.
You'll watch the movie and be like, wait, I have to wait till the TV show comes out before I can understand everyone's motivations here.
And they want you to, quote, see these characters from a perspective we've never seen before.
Heard that one before.
A sympathetic light for the Penguin.
Why is he the way he is?
Why does he eat fish and live in an underground lair with penguins?
All right, I know you don't like to watch trailers, but I would say if you want to and you're okay with it, you should go back and watch the Batman trailer. It is good.
Well, I made it this long, and I know I want to see the movie.
You still have a year to go before the movie even comes out. So.
I watched the 3 Planet of the Apes movies were the only trailer I needed to watch this new Batman movie.
You know what? I appreciate that we all have our things.
Yeah.
And it's fine. We won't try to pressure you anymore to watch the trailer.
My thing is hating trailers. Your thing, you guys' thing is hating all other movies.
Every movie that Hudson says on here, we're like, haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Not interested.
There's 9 options for you to choose from, but particularly the Matt Reeves ones that just came out. They're new. They have photorealistic apes.
When did they just come out?
Oh, my God.
What does that mean? When did they just came out?
In the last 5 to 10 years.
Okay,
5 to 10 years.
Listen, the last one was 2019, I believe.
That's not just coming out.
Yes, it is. What do you mean?
They're too available. They're always on TV. Whenever I'm scrolling through the channels, I always see them there, so I just never want to watch them.
You don't want to watch that version.
No.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
It's dead bird season in New York.
Oh,
New York City.
No.
Yeah, look at this picture right here.
What is it?
All the dead birds.
Let me see the picture. Oh, I see. I'll click on it.
Yeah.
Do you know we had a dead bird at my house yesterday?
It did actually die?
It did. It ran into the window and my dogs, Eric sent me a picture.
Yeah.
He said he heard a thud and you'd really have to be off course to
that
hit
bird.
this window. And so I thought at first maybe it was stunned, but he checked it and said it wasn't breathing. So I think he had to move it because today's trash day.
Yeah.
So
get it out of there.
The bird had to go somewhere. Why are all these birds dying all the time?
That's a common occurrence in New York City, what you experienced, because it is migratory bird season.
Yeah.
I guess the birds are flying south for the winter from the more northern areas, maybe. So they're heading through New York, but the problem is there's a lot of windows in New York.
So they start hitting them.
So I guess they have trouble navigating. And look at this picture. This is literally, so this woman, her name is Melissa Breyer. She went out, this was on Monday, for Project Safe Flight.
Yeah.
That's a thing in New York City where they try to keep track of how many birds die navigating New York City. So her job was to just head out there. She's actually a volunteer, but she headed out. She had a backpack. She had all kinds of bags so that she could carry the dead birds. Yeah, pick them up and kind of get them out of... I mean, they're dead. So
and Melissa, you're volunteering this?
She's volunteering.
You could come to my house.
She must really love ornithology or something like that.
Yeah, she must. And so they track it probably just to help to be prepared for the season when this happens.
Yep.
And to maybe see if there's anything, especially in New York City or other big cities where this could happen, to keep birds from flying into the windows.
Yeah, so she said, this was, the forecast. We're showing a lot of birds. We're going to be migrating through town on Monday.
So she knew to go out?
Yeah, so she did. And then, as you can see in that picture, she found, I believe in total, I saw it, 226 birds.
Oh my gosh, just in this area.
Just in this area around the World Trade Center.
Aww.
She found 226 compared to 35 that
normally happen?
Yeah. No, what is that? No, I'm sorry. 30. I was talking about the injured birds.
Sure.
I got that number wrong. 30 birds were injured, so they were still able to potentially be saved, that she was able to take to where they can get taken care of, and who knows if they made it or not, but 226 dead compared to 30 that were just in this area alone near the World Trade Center.
It's fun. Like, if you ever gone there to vacation and you're like, oh, I'd love to live in the, big city.
Yeah, right.
And then you see like every trip out has like flooding, dead birds, all of these really big problems.
There's, rodents and your apartment's probably going to be
bloated rodents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your apartment's going to be about 80 square feet if you're lucky.
Yeah,
it's a closet.
You never know what you're going to step out to. So they're saying that it's not just a problem in New York City for birds. They call it a bloodbath of the birds flying into windows. Collisions are the second largest bird killer in the United States. Does anybody want to guess what is the number one killer for birds in the United States?
Cancer.
No.
What?
I don't know why.
It's always cancer.
No, it's not.
It
not
is.
In this case, for birds. For birds.
What? There's no bird cancer?
Well, probably, but people wouldn't know if the bird had cancer, Hudson.
Why not? Hey, are we sure these birds died of hitting the window? Some of them might have died of cancer.
I'll just tell you.
High blood pressure.
No.
What is it?
No, cats.
Oh,
outdoor cats.
Really?
Yes. Those are the number one killers for birds is outdoor cats.
Right,
and then second is going into windows. And I don't know where bird cancer goes on the list.
We're going to have to get rid of cats then.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to have to just get rid of all the cats to be environmentally friendly to the birds.
Yeah, to make sure they're okay.
Yes. We want to keep the bird population up and at them and as high as it can be.
All right. Thanks, Hudson.
What?
I just, how you think is amazing.
Cancer is always what?
It's
cancer,
birds.
Heart attacks, heart disease.
Okay, yes, thank you. I'll look at the list to see where that goes.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on RadioU.
It's early, but couldn't you go for a burger right now?
Oh, man, anytime.
Doesn't that sound so good?
A breakfast burger.
Oh, yeah.
You stayed up too late.
I think I might have to go out after the show just from seeing this list. All of a sudden.
Normally, you're a hot dog person.
Yeah, right. Either way, anything I can grill in the morning, I'm going for it.
So it looks like yesterday was National Double Cheeseburger Day.
Yeah, we missed out.
And then on the 18th is National Cheeseburger Day.
Ooh,
so
you
that's
think there's
going to
be
Saturday.
Any deals?
Maybe.
I'm going to have to work on that one. But what we have here is a list of the top cities and worst cities in the United States for burger fans.
Oh, really?
This is according to lawnlove.com.
Which
they're an authority.
Connection makes sense, doesn't it?
An authority on cheeseburgers.
So are they talking like best place for hamburgers, like if you're making it and grilling it on your own, or just like best burger places are in these cities?
You know, with a name like Lawn Love, you would think it would be for grilling, but it's actually not. It's for, they made this ranking based off of how many burger restaurants there are per capita, per the people that are in the town.
Dude, it's just California.
And then
the whole list.
And then the other criteria was the ranking or the rating of the places that served burgers. I don't know if they went off of Google ranking or Yelp or what it was, but coming in at number 1, Washington, D.C. is the best city if you want a burger. 2 is San Francisco. 3, Pasadena, California. 4, Chicago. 5, San Diego. Santa Rosa, New York City, Orlando, Glendale, California, and Fullerton make up the top 10.
There it is. And the rest are just more California.
Yeah. And I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of factors they didn't really work on because they have all of these are best for quality, right? And then the access, it almost doesn't even matter because New York City is ranked number 7 overall. They're number 156 for access. So in other words, there's not as many burgers to go around for the citizens of New York City. However, they have a very high quality. Number 6, they have the best quality of burgers. And by the way,
the 10 worst cities.
Yeah, let's look at that.
You've got Salem, Oregon, Indianapolis, Bellevue, Brownsville, Texas, Newport News, Virginia, Worcestershire, Massachusetts. Man, that's the worst place.
Worcester.
Clarksville, Tennessee, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Laredo, Texas, and Midland, Texas.
You know what
I say
are
the worst cities.
There is no worst city
to
get a burger. Any city you can find a burger, that's good enough for me.
And they're saying if you're a hamburger fan, that it should be quality over quantity.
I'm trying to find places that are giving away burgers
for Saturday.
Yeah, for the National Cheeseburger Day. Come on, there's got to be something.
It's not going to be giving it away. They'll be like, please use our app, and
that's
we'll
what
give
I'm looking
you
at. Burger King,
something with it.
Stop! Don't show me this. This is a bad list. Retail me not. You're giving me Burger King is offering a $3 snack box with 1 cheeseburger, medium fries, 10 nuggets, a small beverage. That's not a burger. That's not a Burger Day deal.
It's not.
They just do
for
that
Saturday.
any day. Plus, it's Burger King, so we don't care.
I think you'll probably have to just wait till Saturday rolls around, or see if there's any local hamburger places that are doing something because Saturday is Hamburger Day.
Here we go. Here's at least something: 50-cent double cheeseburger at McDonald's.
Yeah,
that's not a bad deal. You have to use the app. You have to use the app, mobile order and pay, but at least 50 cents, at least that's something. That seems like the best deal that I see. So.
Well, then I don't know if that's a lie.
Yeah, maybe you just celebrate by making your own burgers or just paying full price for one.
I think most places will wait until actually Saturday because they don't want you to not have a hamburger today. They don't want to tell you about any other deals.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
This is interesting. I feel that I heard a lot of people saying back at the beginning of the pandemic when everybody was locked down and to the most extreme versions where we weren't allowed to leave except for essential business stuff. Yeah. People are like, oh, you know what's coming? There's going to be a bunch of babies around Christmas time or whatever. And of course, the statistics show that actually there was less babies.
There was more of a doggy boom.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody got a pet.
Dog adoption went through the roof. Not as many babies.
Actually, people got puppies and they got switches.
That's right. That's how they made it through. That's how they made it through. And that they've attributed that to a few things, but now it's kind of extending more to. Some people are saying maybe we're just going to have less babies for a while now, where people don't know if they want to have as many kids. To where I did see this interesting survey where they talked to 1,179 mothers in New York City, and they make it sound like it says who have given birth to at least one infant amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. So that makes it sound like they actually did have a baby during the pandemic, which means they would have a baby that's less than a year old, or around a year old maybe. And they said that among those women, they have decided that they were less likely to have more babies than they would have thought previously.
Sure.
And I just think, I don't know if that's a good... If that's a good amount of people or the good kind of people to survey, because I feel like the last time you want to have another baby is right as you're dealing with a baby, as you're staying up all night and, just all the stuff that comes with a baby. And I feel that when the people that want to have a baby, or when you at least have the feeling of, ooh, I'd like to have a baby, is when you get to hold somebody else's baby.
Yeah, but you don't have that when.
Oh, maybe one day.
You're not supposed to be around people.
Yeah, that's not when you're actually dealing with the baby all the time, which is still, I'm sure, a rewarding experience. But you're also like, I'd like to have some time probably where I could sleep or do stuff or whatever. I don't know if that's the best person to ask. If do you want to have babies in the future, is the person who just had a baby.
Well, they just said it was hard enough for people, even in relationships, to manage that.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
There really was a pet adoption boom.
Yeah.
And then when things started to go a tiny bit back normal, people were returning the dogs, and like you can't do that for the babies.
Right, you can't.
You just want to really think these decisions through.
Yeah, and I was thinking too. This is more going back to like initially during the pandemic, but it's like you're stuck at home with your significant other, and it's just the two of you, and maybe you're having like you still love each other, whatever. You're having a tough time, like getting along all the time when you're alone. It's just like, we should add to the mix a screaming child. Yeah, that'd be poopy diapers. That'll make it better.
I wonder more like the numbers of how many people broke up during the pandemic stuff, let alone doing all that.
Yeah, I know it is a concern that. I mean, I don't know. What do we care if people in general are having more or less babies? I don't know how that affects us, but it's something in general that researchers are concerned about of will people want to keep having so many babies going forward? And I don't know. I don't know if during the pandemic is a good time to judge how we feel about the future.
Yeah, sure.
And, big decisions like that. But maybe it's just made some people put it off at the very least. So, I don't know. It's just interesting. And I definitely sympathize with the idea of maybe now's not the right time.
I think that's a good answer for a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
if you don't know what to say that.
It might not be the right time. Maybe you need to think about it.
Except for the Switch. That was a great choice, and you really had a good time with Animal Crossing.
It's less responsibility.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.